Have you ever been in a relationship where things just felt off? Where the person who used to hang on your every word now seems distant and disconnected? It's a confusing and often painful experience, especially when you remember how much they used to care. Today we were going to talk about something many of us have faced, the signs that she's stopped caring, particularly when she was once the one who cared the most. This isn't about placing blame, it's about understanding the shift, finding clarity and figuring out how to move forward in a healthy way. Relationships are complex, and sometimes the most passionate fires can burn out, so if you're trying to make sense of a change in your partner's behavior, stay with me. We'll explore the subtle and not so subtle signs together. Let's dive into the first and perhaps most noticeable sign, the shift from long, meaningful conversations to short, surface-level replies. Remember when you could talk for hours about anything and everything? Your dreams, your fears, your silly observations about the day. Now when you try to start a deep conversation, you get one-word answers. How was your day? Gets a simple fine. What are you thinking about? Is met with nothing. This isn't just about being busy. It's a fundamental change in communication. When someone who once craved that connection pulls away, it's a sign that their emotional energy is no longer invested in the relationship. They're not inviting you into their world anymore because, for whatever reason, they've started to close that door. The second sign is a big one. She stops making an effort. This can show up in many ways. Maybe she used to plan thoughtful dates or surprise you with your favorite snack. Now the effort to create special moments has vanished. Plans, if they happen at all, are often last minute or feel like an obligation. This also extends to her appearance around you. While comfort is a natural part of a long-term relationship, a complete disregard for effort can be a red flag, especially if she once enjoyed dressing up for your time together. It's not about looking perfect all the time. It's about the intention behind the action. When the desire to impress, surprise, or simply make you happy fades, it suggests her heart is no longer in it. Next, let's talk about arguments, or rather, the lack of them. This might sound counterintuitive. Isn't a lack of fighting a good thing? Not always. Healthy couples argue. They disagree and work through their problems. It shows they both still care enough to fight for the relationship. But when someone has checked out emotionally, they stop fighting. They don't have the energy for it. Disagreements that once would have sparked a passionate debate are now met with a shrug or an okay, whatever you want. This apathy is often more damaging than anger. It means she no longer sees the point in resolving conflicts because, in her mind, the outcome doesn't matter anymore. Silence and indifference can be the loudest indicators that the connection has been severed. Another powerful sign is when she starts investing heavily in her own life, a life that doesn't seem to include you. She's picking up new hobbies, making new friends, and constantly has plans that you're not a part of. Of course, having individual interests is crucial for a healthy relationship. We all need our own space, but the key here is the exclusion. Is she excited to tell you about her new pottery class? Or does it feel like something she's doing to get away? When a partner who once centered her world around your shared life starts building a new separate world, it's often a subconscious or conscious step toward independence from the relationship. She's creating a support system and a life that can stand on its own without you. Physical affection is another area where you'll notice a drastic change. I'm not just talking about intimacy, but all the small gestures that build closeness. The spontaneous hugs, holding hands while walking, the gentle touch on your arm as you pass by. When someone cares deeply, these actions are often second nature. When they stop caring, a physical distance grows. Hugs might feel stiff and obligatory, or they might disappear altogether. She might flinch or pull away from your touch. This physical withdrawal is a clear and painful reflection of the emotional distance that has grown between you. The warmth has been replaced by a coldness that you can literally feel, and it's a sign that the bond you once shared is fading. Consider how she talks about the future. When you were both deeply invested, conversations about the future were probably exciting. You'd talk about vacations you wanted to take, where you might live in 5 years, or even just what you were going to do next weekend. When she stops caring, the future becomes a blank space or a source of anxiety. She might avoid talking about it altogether, changing the subject whenever you bring up long-term plans, or if she does talk about the future, her vision might not include you. She might say, "I want to travel," instead of "we should travel." This shift in language from we to I is incredibly telling. It shows that she no longer sees a shared path forward. Now, let's touch on a difficult but important point. Someone who has emotionally checked out may stop being your cheerleader. The person who was once your biggest supporter, who celebrated your wins and comforted you during your losses, becomes indifferent. You get a promotion at work, and she offers a lukewarm "that's nice, you're going through a tough time," and she seems distant or uninterested. This lack of emotional support is devastating. A partnership is built on the foundation of being there for each other through thick and thin. When that support system crumbles, and you feel like you're facing your challenges alone, it's a sign that she's no longer your partner in the truest sense of the word. So what do you do when you see these signs? First, it's essential to communicate, but do it from a place of curiosity, not accusation. Instead of saying, "You never talk to me anymore," try something like, "I've been feeling a bit disconnected from you lately, and I miss our conversations. Is everything okay?" This opens the door for an honest discussion without putting her on the defensive. Her reaction will tell you a lot. She might open up about what she's been feeling, or she might shut down even further. It's also crucial to reflect on your own role in the dynamic. Relationships are a two-way street. Has there been a change in your behavior as well? Are there unresolved issues that have been simmering under the surface for a long time? Sometimes a person stops caring because their own needs haven't been met for a prolonged period. This isn't about blaming yourself, but about gaining a complete picture of the situation. Ultimately, you cannot force someone to care. If the conversations lead nowhere and the behavior doesn't change, you have to prioritize your own well-being. Staying in a relationship where you feel unwanted and emotionally neglected can be incredibly damaging to your self-esteem. It's painful, but sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to let go, recognize your worth, and understand that you deserve a partner who is actively and enthusiastically present in the relationship. Thank you so much for watching and for exploring this difficult topic with me. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on relationships and personal growth. And remember, if you're struggling, talking to a friend, family member, or a professional therapist can make a world of difference. You're not alone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.